Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. I'm here in the Oklahoma room of the recently renovated Wildlife Department headquarters here in Oklahoma City. We moved back into this facility back in October of 2018. And speaking of 2018, that's what today's show is all about, as we take a look back at some of our favorite moments here on Outdoor Oklahoma. We're also going to highlight some of the Wildlife Department's special accomplishments as well. So let's get started, shall we? We kicked off 2018 by unveiling a new promotional video titled, "We Are Your Department of Wildlife Conservation." We featured the video several times throughout the year here on Outdoor Oklahoma. The video was created to help celebrate the mission of the department and to showcase our biologists, our game wardens, and our specialists as they work hard to enhance the wildlife resources across the state. Let's take a look.
Fishing, hunting, wildlife management, resource protection, habitat conservation, public outreach, and education.
It's what we do.
It's what we live for.
Simply put, conserving wildlife literally means the wise use of wildlife. And that's at the root of everything we do. Oklahoma is one of the most species-diverse states in the nation. Making sure opportunities exist for hunters, anglers, and all those who appreciate wildlife is not only our job.
It's our passion.
We are your Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. From sunup to sundown, and sometimes all night long, the employees of our agency are relentless in their dedication to a job well done. The science behind wildlife conservation is constantly evolving, and our biologists are leading the way with groundbreaking and cutting-edge techniques that the entire scientific community benefits from. If that's not enough to make you proud, then consider this. We've been doing all this since our agency's birth in 1909, without using a dime of taxpayer money. That's because the Wildlife Department is designed as a user-pay, user-benefit agency. It's sportsmen and wildlife enthusiasts who pay the bill for wildlife conservation in Oklahoma. Revenue from the sale of hunting and fishing licenses make up the majority of the agency's budget. There's also another unique way that outdoorsmen contribute financially. Each time someone buys a gun, ammunition, fishing equipment, or fuel for their boat, a small portion of the tax they pay at the register is used for wildlife conservation. But hunters and anglers don't just contribute financially. A long time ago, we recognized that sportsmen are our most effective management tool. Shaping regulations and making sure everyone complies to them has played a major role in bringing many species back from the brink of extinction to unimaginable numbers. As much as the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation has accomplished, we are positive our agency's best days are yet to come. You can see it on our faces. You can feel it with your hands. And you can hear it on the landscape. You'll find us working hard to make your state's natural resources the most healthy in the land.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are your Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation.
Well, as you can see, the Wildlife Department plays a vital role in managing, protecting, and enhancing our wildlife resources and habitat. And this includes providing an abundance of public wildlife management areas across the state, many of which are owned by the Wildlife Department. But some areas are managed cooperatively between different agencies, such as the Black Kettle Wildlife Management Area. Now let's take a look back at an episode we showed you of a springtime turkey hunt on Black Kettle. This episode highlighted the partnership between the U.S. Forest Service, the Wildlife Department, and the National Wild Turkey Federation. Oh, and by the way, it highlighted some pretty great Rio Grande turkey hunting as well.
Hey. Look at all this scratching in here.
Yeah,
Look at all of this fresh scratching. And we know these birds were here yesterday, and we know that they've been being seen in here in this vicinity. Look at all of this fresh scratching. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. There's a fresh dropping. That dropping's not more than a day old. These are real fresh.
I think we should set up here.
These are real fresh right here. Here's one, real fresh. Let me put this strutter out here, and we'll put the hen about 6 or 7 feet away from him.
Okay.
And you can set up over there. I'll fade back in the brush over there.
Alrighty. We'll try to get them to come down.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how far they are over there, but before this wind picks up anymore. All right, we're set. These are a little close, but I'm gonna fade back here.
Right.
Good luck, good luck.
We'll get it done.
Black Kettle WMA is truly a remarkable public area that hunters from all over the country visit. Now let's go from the west side of the state to far southeast Oklahoma and revisit a segment we showed you featuring a different bird on another one of the department's management areas. Let's take a look at the work our biologists are conducting on the endangered red cockaded woodpecker on the department's oldest management area, the Mccurtain County Wilderness Area.
I caught 2, and there sounds like there's 1 more here. And he quit talking, so I must have him. Yeah. These guys are good and healthy, and they're begging real big, so it makes them a little easier to catch. They've really got their little heads up. I've caught all these by the head. So they're really poking their little heads up there trying to get mama to come and feed them. Yeah, they're right at a week old, but you can see they're pretty hardy. So So we just banded these chicks. We added number bands on the left foot with 1 color band, and on the right foot we added orange over black on this one. The sequence was orange over a different, each bottom color was different this year, but those color bands makes them identifiable when they get older. If during the fall we do trapping, and when I catch this bird, I can look at those bands and the number bands, and I know right where it was born. If we happen to catch it even on the east side of the or west side of the lake or something, or a couple miles from here, we'll know how old it was by those bands.
Well, as I mentioned, the Mccurtain County Wilderness Area is the department's oldest management area, established in October of 1918, which means in October of 2018, we celebrated the area's 100th birthday. So, happy birthday, Mccurtain County Wilderness Area. The Wildlife Department is involved with dozens of management and research projects all over the state. Whether it's habitat projects for turkeys, or managing the endangered woodpeckers, or even doing research on fish species. And that leads us to our next segment we want to highlight from 2018. We feature the research our fisheries biologists are doing on sunfish.
Day 2, this is the day where we pick up trap nets. Basically, we just pulled in the first trap net of the day, getting ready to process fish. The first fish I'm measuring here is a red ear sunfish. A pretty good example of red ear here. Of course, they get a good bit larger here. This one's just shy of 8 inches, but here they'll get up to 9.5 inches in length. 195. Yeah. Red ear sunfish. 225. So there's an example of a really nice red ear sunfish produced by Lake Elmer. It's pretty exceptional. The growth on red ears we're finding is typically always better than bluegills in these study lakes. But with the Lake Elmer case, it's pretty exceptional that within the few years' time since renovation was completed, red ear or bluegills and red ears are restocked and are now spawning here and are producing fish of this quality. It's pretty indicative of the improvements of the habitat project and the addition of all the habitat, and it's just promising that quickly following a renovation, it produces fish of this quality.
In June of 2018, we aired an episode featuring our department's Aquatic Resource Education Coordinator as he showed us the basics of worm fishing. He also took us to a facility where worms are prepared and packaged for distribution. Check out our Fishing 101 episode that aired last year.
Hey Kelly, hey, good morning. Good to see you. You think you can show me around?
Sure.
Okay. Well, Kelly, excited to be here today. Tell me exactly what is it you guys do here?
We actually package worms for wholesale distribution. We take them to Texas and Louisiana. These worms come from Canada, and we package them up, however the customer wants them, in cups of 12, 18, or 24, and we just start delivering to them.
One of the things I do is I'm a aquatic ed coordinator for the wildlife department, and part of that consists of us introducing youth, mainly youth, into fishing, and you guys as a business play a big role in that. So how do you guys, feel about that and that part you guys play in providing worms to those events?
It makes me feel good. I fished with my dad and I loved it, and I would like to have those kids have the same experience and keep on fishing.
Why don't you kind of show me what we got going on here? Show me
Okay.
the process.
This is the actual cupping process. Right now they're making green worms.
Okay.
And what we do is they just bring a flat, which has about 500 worms. They dump it out. They have to physically go through these because you've got big worms, you've got little worms, sick worms, dead worms. If you put a sick worm in the cup, it'll make the rest of the worms die. So they hand pick each and every one of these cups.
Okay.
And then over there they have the dirt that we use, and it's mixed with a special powder. And we put that in the cups, and the worms eat it for about 2 weeks, and they turn green.
Green worms.
Green.
I've never seen green worms.
They're a novelty.
How many worms in general do you guys deal with in a month?
Anywhere from 1.5 million to 2 million, depending on the time of year, whether it's spring, hot, cold.
In 2018, we took you around the state on several fishing trips, from trout to crappie to sand bass. Now let's take a look at a montage highlighting our favorite clips from these episodes. Many exciting things happened in 2018, not only for our TV show, which is currently celebrating 43 years on OETA, but also for our agency, the Department of Wildlife. For instance, I'm currently here in our new headquarters in Oklahoma City. This new and improved facility opened in October of last year and is certainly a destination spot within the Capitol complex to showcase and learn more about Oklahoma's great outdoors. Also in 2018, the department amped up its efforts in providing more access to public hunting and fishing areas, more specifically through our newly established Oklahoma Land Access Program, or OLAP for short. Let's take a look at a segment now we aired earlier last year talking about the new OLAP program. Well, I'm now with Jeff Tibbetts, a biologist in our wildlife division that has a great opportunity that all hunters are going to be interested in. Tell us about it, Jeff.
Sure, thank you. We're starting a new public access program called the Oklahoma Land Access Program. It's made possible by a $2.25 million federal Farm Bill grant, and the object is to increase recreational access for hunting, fishing, stream access, and wildlife viewing, with the single goal of providing more opportunities for Oklahoma sports persons.
Man, that's awesome. So this is going to be a brand new thing that we haven't done in Oklahoma before, and from what I understand, it kind of mirrors a similar program up in Kansas. Is that right?
Absolutely. We've modeled after Kansas, Missouri, South Dakota. They all have very successful programs. A lot of our pheasant hunters have visited those areas to use those programs. And these programs are very successful west of the Mississippi River, and I'm very proud that our state has this program to provide these opportunities for sports persons.
That's awesome. Now, when do you anticipate kind of this whole program coming online and making these lands available for hunters?
Sure. The program opens September 1st of 2017, and we will have mobile apps and a website with more information by the summer.
It's private property, but it's then going to be leased by us and available for hunting.
Yes.
And other opportunities too, not just hunting, right?
Correct. We're leasing private land from landowners who are compensated financially, and it's for hunting and also walk-in fishing. We're going to try to get some farm ponds for some bluegill fishing. Also stream access for eastern Oklahoma and also the big rivers in the central part of the state. And also wildlife viewing areas, which is a little bit of a new thing for the department to do, but there's a lot of non-consumptive users who have expressed interest in birding, photography, and hiking.
Boy, that's awesome. Now, I know you have your hands full talking to a lot of landowners across the state, but are these lands going to be primarily in one region of the state or pretty much evenly dispersed throughout the state?
Evenly dispersed throughout the state. We're not focusing or excluding any part of the state, and the response we've got has been pretty even throughout the state as well.
So within the year, we're going to have some new lands available for hunters. And I know that's making everybody pretty excited around here. Another exciting moment that happened last year was the announcement that Oklahoma City Thunder basketball player Paul George was committed to support more urban fishing school programs through his Paul George Foundation. This is certainly a partnership we're excited to have, and I know that school kids are extremely excited as well. Oh, and Paul, if you're watching right now, how about we take you bass fishing for a future episode of Outdoor Oklahoma? Just have your people get in touch with our people. As we look back and showcase the many adventures we had in Outdoor Oklahoma and celebrate the accomplishments of the Department of Wildlife, well, we can only hope that 2019 is just as good. And I can tell you, 2019 has started off with one of the agency's greatest achievements to date. We're happy to announce that the Wildlife Department is launching a new customer license system and mobile app starting January 7th. This will make it easier and more convenient for you to get and store your hunting and fishing licenses, manage your profile information, e-check your harvests, apply for controlled hunts, and so much more. It's definitely going to be a game changer for all of us who enjoy hunting and fishing in Oklahoma. For more about this new system, check out our website, wildlifedepartment.com. Also, don't forget you can always revisit any past episodes on our dedicated Outdoor Oklahoma YouTube channel. Before we leave you today, on behalf of our production crew and the Wildlife Department, I just want to say thanks for watching Outdoor Oklahoma. It's a privilege for us to take you on a weekly adventure, highlighting the Wildlife Department, our many hunting and fishing destinations, and showcasing our wonderful outdoor heritage. Thanks again for watching. For all of us at your Wildlife Department, I'm Todd Craighead, and we'll see you right back here next time on Outdoor Oklahoma.
All right, that's a wrap. Good job.